your safety equipment to avoid COVID-19. And okay, anyway, we're going to be able to start in a couple of seconds officially with the students that are getting connected right now.
Teacher, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the class.
Thanks, teacher. How are you, teacher?
Fine, a little bit tired, but everything is just fine. And you, how are you?
How was your weekend?
It was good. Um, I was at home trying to prepare something for my other jobs, working on some plans and only that. So yeah, it was good. And how about yours?
Yeah, everything all right. I was studying. I went to my house of my mother-in-law. We have lunch.
Okay, great.
So 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 calm.
That's good. Okay. Well, today we're going to continue with the some of the activities that we left the last class. We were working with grammar, especially. That was about um, past continuous, and well, we're going to continue with that basically. So, also in speaking, we were practicing some of the well in vocabulary also, right? It was some of the words related to general. And there was analysis, announcement, appointment, combination, criticism, and all of those things. And now we're going to continue with one presentation that I have here. Let me share this. I hope the other students will join us as soon as possible. I think they will do it. But did you do your activity, the number two, the second one?
Yes, B2.
Okay. Yes,
B2.
B2. B2, yes.
Yes, I did, teacher.
Okay, great. Great. And how about the quiz?
No, not yet.
Not yet, but it's until tomorrow, right?
Yes, teacher. I think tomorrow afternoon I will do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, don't worry. So then today, I think we're gonna start oops, with the other one, which is about the B3. So okay, then
And when do we finish the course, teacher?
let me see. It's uh, this is the classes are this month, by the way. But let
That's
me check out. Yeah,
AA.
the last class will be, I think, 2 more weeks or something like that. Let me check out. I have here the schedule. I'm gonna tell you. Just give me a moment, please. Yes, it's just in January. We're gonna have classes during this month, and it's gonna be. Let me see over here. I have it. Let me check out. It's gonna be until this month, but I am not sure specifically. I have here my computer is so slow, but it's until Friday 28th.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then we
probably.
start on February.
Yeah, then we're gonna continue with the next level on February. Now we are in 17, right? We
Yes.
exactly have approximately 2 weeks, 2 weeks to cover the classes, and
And
then
we have a test, a quiz.
yes, the final test of this level. Yeah, this week we're gonna work in the B3, and the last week with B4 and the test also. We're gonna try to cover as soon as possible in order to have time to cover other activities too that I have in mind. And that's gonna be until 28th, by the way. Friday 28th, we have to finish everything until that.
Okay.
2 more weeks. Today is 17, and the next Monday is 24, and we have classes until Friday 28th, January Friday 28th. Okay. Well, let's keep going now. Well, I think the other students.
¿Qué pasó, man? I can hear you, teacher.
Okay, sorry. Now,
Okay.
yeah.
Now I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, I closed by mistake. I'm sorry. I was
That's
working with another account of also with I'm gonna sign out. Yeah, I closed by mistake this account. Anyway, now let me share, please. We're gonna work in a review that's gonna be about past review in general. Um, okay. So what we have here is gonna be about the past, simple past, and past continuous review. Can you see the slide,
yes,
please?
yes,
Can you let me
yes. I
know?
can see.
Okay. Yeah, we have here. He didn't have enough time to reach the goal. For example, what is this for you? He didn't have enough time to reach the goal. Do you think is simple past, past continuous, past perfect? What do you think is?
I think is past continuous.
Now, continuous is with always with ing, right? With ing.
Okay. So it's simple past.
Simple past, yes, right? He didn't have. Didn't, sometimes did, right? This is a negative, but we use this auxiliary verb did to talk about past tense, right? Simple past usually. And in this case, he hadn't enough time to reach the goal. This is not correct, right? She hadn't, no. Because this is not present perfect. If this could be a present perfect sentence, we can do like he hadn't have, right? But in this case, no,
Ah,
because
yes.
have is working as an auxiliary verb, not just as a main verb, not as an auxiliary verb. Because sometimes when we work with present perfect, usually it used to be different. Just a moment, please. Let me. My electronic pen is missing. Let me give you just a moment, please. Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry. Because I just want to write something on the screen, but I can't because my pen was using what I have now, but it's not fine. So, big cable. And, okay, okay. Well, I wanted to write something. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. For example, I said that, for example, if for a present perfect, it must have he hadn't have, right? In that case, this second one could be correct, but not really because this is just working as this is a main verb, right? The main verb, but that's why. So the second one is not correct. It's not present perfect, just simple past. Now let's keep going with these examples. Here we go. Let's keep. Let's continue. Oh, I don't know what happened with the other students. They are not in class right now. Anyway, so during this review, it's going to be a little bit, I hope it's not going to be tiring, but we have here the expressing past time, the simple past, spelling ing and ed forms, the principal parts of a verb, common irregular verbs. We're going to see all of these items during this short review. I think we're going to finish today. I hope so. But over here we have Oliver rides the bus to work. What is this? Can you tell me, Ernesto, what
It's
kind of tense?
uh, it's the present.
Yes, simple present, right? Very good. Simple present. And what about in the second? Can you read?
Yesterday it rained and her clothes got wet. And this
What
is
about
simple past.
simple past? Yes.
And today she's taking extra clothes to work. This is past continuous.
Uh-huh. Today she's taking, no, simple, present continuous, right?
Present continuous.
Yes. Why is present continuous? Because we have
This,
the verb be in present and ing, right? Past continuous was or were, right?
okay.
Yeah. But in this case, it's
Present
continuous
continuous.
form, but in present continuous. Yes, very good. And let's continue. So now we will change this. For example, Ella rides the bus to work is simple present. Yesterday, yesterday it rained and her clothes got wet. Got wet is simple past, right? Today she is taking extra clothes. That is present tense. Mm, this is only the past, right? Simple past. But the blue ones, los azules, right, are present tense. Now this is past tense, right? Rained and go. Okay. What about this one? We graduated from college in 2020.
Uh, Simple past.
Simple past, right? And this one, can you read?
Our family ate lunch outside yesterday.
Very
This
good.
is simple present.
Simple past, right?
A simple past. Sorry.
Simple past.
Yes. Adriana studied for 6 hours last night.
Yes. Adriana studied for for 6 hours last night. And well,
Simple.
simple past also, right?
Yes.
In our family lunch, ate lunch yesterday, and for example, sometimes usually we use simple past, right, for activities or situations that began and ended in the past. If we say yesterday, usually simple past is with we work with this yesterday, last night, last week, last year. I don't know, in 2007, it's a long time ago, right? Um, but when we talk about situations or activities in the past, when we have here, they watched the movie last night, right? Alejandra answered the question yesterday. We usually, the only thing what we do is we add ed, right? Just
Yes, I
ed.
think these words are regular words. No,
Uh-huh.
these regular because
Regular verbs. Very good.
school,
Yes.
eat, ate, no, something like that.
Yeah, these are regular verbs. Definitely. Very good. Yes. Most of them that are with ed, right?
Yes, the regular verbs finish in ed.
Uh-huh. Yes. And can you read this one?
We slept in tents at camp last summer. So this is what this is the irregular verb because this is sleep, the verb, and in the past is slept. I,
Yes. Yeah, definitely that this is irregular, right? And the next one,
I understood most of the directions yesterday.
irregulars changes, right? It is not with ed.
Yes,
We have slept, understood, ate, just about verbs, right? What about, do you remember this verb? For example, this run,
run. The past is run with a, I think.
yes, and
Uh, the other one is with a too.
no. The
It's
pronunciation
you.
run,
Yes, it's with you. It's like the first one.
the first one, right? Is run, 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 right? This the pronunciation is normal A here, but this is with como si tuviera un acento. Run with a it's stressed. Run, run, run. But usually are similar to pronunciation, right? There are some of the verbs that irregular verbs, by the way. Do you remember some verbs that, for example, this one, read? Oh, sorry, no, this is the color. What about this verb?
Read. It's the same, but you have to pronounce red in the past.
Uh-huh. Read, 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 right?
Red. But
Read,
it's
read. Uh-huh. Yeah, there are some of the verbs, but in this case, just about verbs. Can you read this one?
I was lifeguard last summer. They were in Belgium last
Belgium.
month.
Yes. When we talk about in the simple past, but with verb be, we use was and were, right?
Yeah, that's past continuous.
Yeah. No,
Or
in this case, not really.
no, past continuous. It's
Yeah, because
yes, because they're not finishing ing.
yes, there's no ing, and this is only past, right? Simple past. But simple past with verb be is only with was and were, right? Only that. Was and were.
Yes.
But with the other verbs is it changes, right? Understood, slept, but over here it depends if it's singular or plural. We use I was, they were, we were, I don't know. And when we talk about regular verbs, we usually will have like this, right? They started school last week. I started. It doesn't change, right? It just with every all of the personal pronouns with the pronouns are the same. When we talk about negative ones, we only use did, did not, or sometimes we use didn't, right? In a contracted form, but the verb won't change, right? This ed it won't be included here, right? Because the function of past is doing did. That's why
Yes.
didn't start. If we say they didn't started school last week, is a mistake, right? It's a very common mistake, especially for non-native speakers as we are. But we have to take into account, especially when we are speaking, right? When we say, I didn't say nothing, or I didn't tell them, I didn't, whatever, right? I didn't, yes, everything, it must be after didn't, the base form of the verb, right? Only that. We don't have to forget that.
Okay.
Just in order to remember, right? Okay, let's keep going now. When we talk about regular verbs, we include for questions did, but also if we start with did, we don't need to write started, right? Did I start school? Did you start school last week? We cannot say did you started, right? In questions also we don't use ed, right? Ed is a mistake. And over here also we have yes, I did, you did, he did, right? No, comma, I didn't. And also, by the way, if you write yes, comma, always try to start with a capital letter, right? In English, is very important, if especially if you take an ISL test in the computers. When you
Yes.
want to write a sentence, you always have to start with capital letter a sentence, and usually we always will finish with a period. But it depends if it's not a question, right? In this case, with a question mark. If you write in those tests for of the computers or automated computers, if you write like this, yes, but in a lower case, that's considered a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah, right. But it must be always with capital letter. The same here. That's very important. Also to write the commas, everything, because they used to put even if that's correct, but if you don't write, if you forget to write this period, also they consider is a mistake.
Mhm.
They are very because they're computer, right? They're not humans. It's
And it's
automated.
the correct form.
Yeah. Okay. And the statement or the this sentence, I, he, she, it was, right? For
Yes.
symbol. I'm sorry. Okay. For plural, singular and plural. Please let me. Please. Okay, sorry. Well, singular and plural, right?
Yes.
He, she, it. But for simple past, usually we in English we say time maker. Last week, yesterday, last year, all of those things over there. And okay, in negative, only we include not, right?
Mhm.
I was not, she was not, they were not. Okay, then you know this one, right? Was he, was she last week? Were you home last week? Okay, yes, yes, I was. Okay, that's for positives and negative ones here, right? These are the, okay, positive ones, negative ones. And now let's do this sentence, please. What is the answer here? Can you read?
They were at the movie last night at 8. At 8?
Mm-hmm. And how
At
about this one?
8?
Negative statement?
They were not at the
Yeah,
movies last night at 8.
they weren't, right? They were not.
They were not.
Yes, or they were. It's okay. Very good. And how about this? Accurate. This is negative statement, right? They weren't. But how about if this is accurate affirmative statement?
Is they were at the grocery store last night at uh, yes at 8.
They were, right? Affirmative statement. Very good. And how about this one?
Uh, this airplane wasn't made in 1625.
16. Very good. Negative statement wasn't singular, right?
Yes, indeed.
How about for affirmative statement?
This airplane was made in 1943.
Okay, was made, right? Very good. And how about this one? This one, what is negative statement?
Is Carla got a bad grade on her test?
Mhm. Negative,
Yes, negative.
how is negative? How is the negative? With get.
With that,
Yes,
negative.
yes,
Uh, I in past.
yes, in past, according to this question also.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Carla didn't get a bad grade.
Yes, didn't get, right? Very good. Yes. And affirmative statement,
Carla affirmative in past
yes.
did get an excellent grade on her test.
Uh, yeah, for affirmative, we don't need to use
Did
this auxiliary verb, right? Did.
just Carla got um,
Yes. Carla got, right?
uh,
In past, right? Carla got an excellent grade on her test. Very good. Okay. So here we are learning to speak English. We're learning to speak English, sorry. And, sometimes by the end of the verb, do you think we have to double the consonant in this verb in a smile? A smile? I mean, for example, smiling, hoping. But how about that? Hope
Uh,
is not necessary, right? Why? Because this is if we could have only hope, for example, in that case we need to double, right? But the verb is not hope, is hope, esperanza, right? That's why
yes.
we cannot. For example, drop, mm, ing form, drop. In this case, e, right?
Mhm.
And add ing. We eliminate. We drop this one. Smile, smiling. We don't use this. Smile, smiling. Hope, hoping. Right. Then we continue with this. I think I have to change this. Just a moment, please. It's not possible to see very well. I will change this color, the background color. Just a moment, please. Let me do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be not easy to work with this. Okay. Okay. Oh, even if that is not possible. Anyway, smiling, hoping, right? I think you can see. So in past is smiled. We only add the letter D, right? We add D and that's it. Smiled, hoped, that's it. Past. Ah, no, sorry. I'm not sharing the screen. I'm sorry. I thought that I was sharing. Let me share one more time. Wow, students, not everyone is in class today. I don't know why. Smiled, smiling, hoped, right? Hoped. And then we have the same here. We have two consonants, right, by the end. Um, Previously, it was a vowel by the end, una vocal. Now there are two consonants here. In that case, we add normally ing, right? Two consonants, add ing. Any over here, we have to check out, right? If there is two consonants helping learning to, in this case, just complete ing and that's it. In the past, also we add ed, right? Especially for regular verbs.
Yes.
Oh, come on, my computer is so slow, I think. Okay, okay. I think I have to close for a moment. Yes, and I will open one more time. Otherwise, it won't be easy to work with that. Okay. Well, that's a general review of. It's very easy, but I wanted to check out everything. I wanted to remember something that some of the details also.
Yes, for practice.
Yes, in order to practice, as you
Yes,
said.
because I studied English about 8 years ago, so I can't remember everything.
Yeah, I can imagine if you study a long time ago, it's basically it's not easy to remember everything, right?
Yes, you forget these these common
Ba
mistakes.
yeah, basic structures in grammar. That's
Yes,
why I review everything. Okay, once again. Okay, now we have this one and we did this. And what happens with two vowels and one consonant? When we have before two vowels and by the end one consonant, this we don't double the consonant also. We only add normally ing, right? Two vowels plus one consonant, right? Two vowels. We add the same, right? In for the
yes,
past. Rained, something like that. We don't change basically. And also heated, heat. But one syllable verb in this case, when we have one vowel plus one consonant like this. In that case, we have to double the consonant. Yes, like stop, stopping, right? Usually I used to explain this way. When we have two consonants and consonant, and a vowel in the middle of those consonants, we have to double the last consonant, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, that one is important. Plan, the same, right? Even in ing form, planning. And the same, we have to stop, we have to double and plant with a double consonant. And here we have two syllable verbs. There is a visit, right? One vowel plus one consonant, but in this case, if there is one consonant before this structure, like the previous one, we don't need to double, right? Visit, because before, if this can be a consonant, we can double the consonant T, but in this case, not it's not necessary because this previous vowel it doesn't allow to double the consonant. But in this case, it's offer, so the word is like that, right? Offering. We don't need to change nothing, just we add ing. Visited and offered. And when we talk about prefer, in this case, we have this is kind of special one because there is one consonant and one vowel plus one consonant, but in this case, especially in this word, we have to double preferring, admit, admitting, right? In this case, it's okay, but over here, when there is a consonant before this rule, sometimes we don't double the consonant like this example. Visit, for example, visiting, right? Offer. So, but here is something different when we talk about especially preferring, admitting. But in this case, it's okay because previously we have just one consonant. Second syllable stress, double the consonant. Also, now it depends on the stress. Prefer, right? This is like prefer. This is stressed, right? So in English, we don't write like that. Prefer. So that's why if it depends on the word also. If the word has has an a stressed syllable, we say prefer, right? Admit. This is the stress. That's why we have to double the consonant.
Um,
Even the rule is not like this. right? This is visit. First syllable stressed, we don't have to double the consonant. Offer, right?
I think that in Spanish is diptongo.
Diptongo, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Noelia.
Good evening, teacher. Sorry, I have some problem with my internet.
Don't worry. Okay, but this is important. When we have the first vowel, because how do we know how many syllables one word has? Is because we have to put our hands under our chin, and if I pronounce be sit two, right? Two twice, it moves two times. Be sit.
Yes.
Offer. And but also it depends on the word. If this is visit, we don't have to double the we don't have to double the consonant. And but in this case, we have to double the consonant because prefer, right? Double the consonant, yes. Admit, admitting. Second syllable stress, double the consonant. Even here is a vowel. Previously, we don't have to follow that rule because of the pronunciation. Prefer and admit, right? Preferring and admitting. Preferred, admitted. So double the consonant. And here we have, what about, this is a special, when we have one verb in Y, we don't have to change nothing, right? We don't have to, we cannot, there's no, in English, we can't find a word with double Y, right? Like playing, no, right? Even if you say enjoy, enjoying, right? In played, enjoyed. There is one word also, right? I think I mentioned once, study, right? And the same here can be studying.
Yes.
We don't change nothing, right? We don't double also. But the past is a little bit different if we talk about studied, right? In this case, when we talk about play, we don't change nothing. But in study, we change it, right? The letter Y. We replace with I. And yeah, but in that case, it's a little bit different. But worrying, right? Study, yes, this one. But in this case, yeah, that was the example, sorry. We have to, yeah, this is the same, but only in the past we change with, we replace, right? Consonant plus Y, consonant plus Y, we have to change this. Plus ing, but we drop I and replace by with I and E, right? Die, dying, tying, die, tied. So now, what about the ing form of this? Can you spell, please? Somebody, some of you?
Rain, rainy.
Yes, raining. Is it? Do we need to double the consonant or no?
No.
No, right?
Yes. No. And rain.
Rained, yes. And how about this one, Noelia?
No.
Study.
The there is not here, teacher. She left.
Ah, wow. Yes, she left, right?
Yes, but
Make,
study when the letter finishing Y, we have to plus ing. We don't need to change nothing.
uh-huh. But
And
how about in
as
ed form?
past, you have to change. It's like stud and ed studied with I.
Yes. And how about, for example, this case, lie,
I think it's with Y, lying.
lying, yes, right?
Yes.
Mintiendo. And in
And
ed form.
in the past is light.
Yes. Please don't lie to me. He's like Pinocchio. They are they became friends. Wow. It's like Tom and Jerry, right?
Yes.
I don't know if that's possible. Do you think?
No, I don't.
Yeah, because it's cat's nature, right? They always will tend to follow them and kill them because I think,
Maybe is the cat is I don't know. He grew up every always in his house. I don't know. I don't think so.
yeah, just maybe it's Photoshop. Well, but I remember talking about that in the past. I used to have a dog and a rooster, and they were very, very close friends. There, I used to have only one rooster and a dog. My dog was a boxer, and they used to sleep in the same house,
Oh,
and they were very, very close friends. The rooster and the dog. It was very unusual, but interesting. Yeah, it was, but it was very sad when the rooster became very, very aggressive. And I remember I used to have my nephews and nieces, and the because the rooster used to eat the dog's food, and the rooster became very strong and very, very, very
aggra-
big rooster. The rooster used to eat a lot together with the dog, and it was very, very heavy and a big one, very scary. And my nephews were very small, and the rooster used to hit them, and it was dangerous for them. And we decided to sell the rooster, and it was sad for the dog because he used to cry because of his friend.
yes, they was together every time. I think.
Yeah, but it was dangerous for my uh, nephews and nieces.
Yes. I
Anyway,
think it was a good idea to sell.
yeah, right, because it was very aggressive for kids. But I don't think it's a good relationship. I think a dog and I don't know if it's good or bad, but it was. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's. What about in this case? We have regular verbs finish and finished, right? We don't have to change nothing here. It's just. Oh, how about this one? This is regular verbs. We only add, as you said, ed, right?
Yes,
And how about this one?
it's with I. It's TRIED.
Yes, right. And
And
in
the
this
regular,
case,
it's so is the past. Think I uh, I sank.
yes, right?
Yes, and go is when.
Yeah, definitely. No final is okay. Regular verbs, finished, hoped, tried, regular verbs. Uh, yeah, that was. This is sang, right? It's not with I, with A, sorry. In the past participle is sang, right? With A.
No,
Sing,
but
sang.
C is so.
Yeah, yeah. In this case, it's past participle, by the way. It was okay. Sang,
Yes, it was and went.
yeah. Then is past participle, right?
This is it.
Yeah, of course, this is well, this is a little bit different. Anyway, in present participle, also sometimes present continuous. We add ing, right? seeing, singing, going.
And
That's
teacher, I don't know, but do you have some verbs, maybe in Word or?
yeah, I will look for it. At this moment, I don't remember if I have in hand.
Oh, please, teacher, if you have, you can send and we can start. Please.
Sure. Before I forget, let me send you. I think I have even a presentation, but if you can open that in PowerPoint.
Yes, and I was having problems with the open the document. I can open picture the
Oh,
PDF.
really?
Yes, I don't know if it's just my problem, but I can't open.
Wow. And how about you now? I think
Just
is
I can open in my cell phone, but in my computer mm, does not work. I don't know why.
wow. And how about you, Noelia? Have you tried to open the some of the PowerPoint presentations in your computer?
Yes, one time, but I couldn't.
And it was it possible?
No.
Mm,
Or maybe no?
well, in my computer, or my
Yeah.
well, in my phone, I don't try, but in my computer, I can.
You
Yes,
couldn't.
I can. I
Ah,
could.
you okay? You could. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's the problem.
I think it's my computer because I don't have a PowerPoint.
Probably. But there is one program. It's called LibreOffice.
I just I don't know what's the name, teacher?
LibreOffice is. Let me write here. You can open any kind of documents. Power Word, PowerPoint. It's called LibreOffice. It's good. It is good. It is very interesting, by the way. I didn't know about that, but somebody in one university they talked to me about that, and I said, "Wow, it's interesting. If I can show you, just kind of meanwhile, like a break, but let me show. It is interesting, LibreOffice.
And I can download free.
Yeah, yeah, you can download and you can install to your computer, and even some of the damaged files, it is possible to open with LibreOffice. Mm, let me share my screen. I will show you how is LibreOffice. Over here is let me show LibreOffice 7.1,
Okay.
and sometimes it has better options than
Word.
even than yes PowerPoint.
Yes, because I have problems with Word.
Yeah, with Word, with Excel, and this LibreOffice is really interesting.
Yes, because I now you have to pay to have the program.
Uh-huh. I don't know. Oh, come on. But it used to work very well, pretty well. Now I don't know what happened. But that's the name, LibreOffice. It's
I'm downloading right now.
okay. It is interesting.
Yes, thank you very much, teacher.
You're welcome. Okay. I was about to send you something. I have some presentations with verbs. Verbs. Mhm. This one. I have a lot of things to do with verbs, but also. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see. Let me send you some of the ones that I will find you. I think sometimes can be useful. Okay, so then we're gonna continue. Just give me 1 more minute. I will be able to restart it. How are you, Noelia? How was your weekend? Are you there, Noelia, or maybe she left? I'm
Yes, teacher.
okay. You told me that you had some problems with your internet, right? Connection or something.
Yes, but yes, sometimes.
Sometimes that happens. Last time I had some problems with. Wow. Mm. Yeah, late after the class, I will send you. I already found some. Yes, here we go. Yeah, definitely later. But I have a lot of presentations, but now I think my computer is kind of slow, so that's why. Okay, let's continue with the presentation that we were working with. Yes, here we go. Okay. Well, this is. Oh, come on. Can you read this, Noelia?
Okay, teacher. Somebody spent all my money.
Is that simple present, past? What is that?
Simple past.
Simple past, right? That's he looks very sad. Okay. Come on. You just talking about verbs, right? Awake, awoken, um, the simple form, and the past form. How is the past form of forget?
Forgot.
Forgot. Forgot.
Forgot.
Yes.
Past participle. Oh, sorry. Simple past. Forgot, right? Past participle.
Forgotten.
Forgotten, right? Forgotten. Yes. And what about the past? Can you tell me, guys?
Shame.
And past participle.
No, I don't know. Shape. Ah, it's just with it is shaped.
Shaped. And past participle is
It's the same. Shape.
shaped or shaven, right? Yes. Do you usually shave your beard,
Yes.
Ernesto?
Every day.
Okay. And let's remember. Okay, let's check out some of the verbs. The past is
True.
true, right? With e, right? And past participle Do you remember? Is similar like the first one, but we have to add in, right? Thrown. And what about give? You know, right?
Yes, gave, given.
Gave, given.
Yes, give even. And sit,
Sit, I think.
not really.
Or sit with
Sit,
ed.
no. Sat,
Ah, okay.
sit, sat, sat, right? And this one,
Read, read, read.
yes. She talked to me for an hour. The pronunciation here is talked, right? Talked, talked, the T. Because when we, the ending when is with D, usually we pronounce like T, talked, talked, right? We don't say talked, talked, stopped, right? The pronunciation ends in T. Hissed, right? Watched, watched. This is the T ending. Even the word is with D, right? Washed. Voiceless sound T, right? With D. When especially when we have a K, when we have P, when we have S, right? Hist, when we have CH and SH. In that, in all of those examples, we have to use a pronunciation like T, right? Talked, stopped, hissed, watched, washed. Can you read all of them, Noelia?
Okay, talked, stopped, visit, watched,
Hissed,
and washed.
washed. And Ernesto?
Talked, stopped, hissed, watched, and washed.
Washed. Very good. And all of them are with D. Can you read, Noelia? All of them?
Okay, called, rained, lived, and robbed, and stayed.
Stayed, right? D, it must vibrate, but in this case, voiced, right? Called, rained, lived, robbed. Can you read, Ernesto?
Cold, rained, lived, robbed, and stayed.
Eight, yes. When we have L, N, V, V, what's the difference among B and V? This is just relaxed, right? B. This is V, V with heat, right? B, V. And all vowel sounds also, right? Lived, robbed, with vowel sounds as well. And the pronunciation is either, right? Waited, needed. So can you read both of them, please, Ernesto?
Waited and needed.
Needed, dead, right? Waited, needed,
Ah, it's okay. Waited, needed.
needed. And Noelia?
Waited, needed.
Yes, waited, needed. And how about this? How is the pronunciation? Behaved, behaved, or behaved?
Behaved.
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 The first, second, or third?
I think it's the second.
Yes, right? The second, behaved. What about this?
First,
By, plant, You have to check out. Sorry, this is, I think it was my edition that I didn't do like that. The pronunciation, which one? First, second, or third?
Third.
Third, right? Planted, planted. It's like it, planted. It's not E, it's not A, right? It's like planted, planted, right? Planted. What a, okay. He ran to work yesterday. He was running when the bus drove by. What is the first action in this picture? Can you identify? Maybe is this is the maybe the first action, or this is the first action. Which one?
He ran to work yesterday.
That's the first action, and the second action must be this one. What do you say, Ernesto? Which one is the first action?
The first.
Because both of the action happened simultaneously, but we have to know which one was the first action, this or this one.
I'm not sure. I think the first action is
Uh, yeah, but oh, okay, I'm sorry. No, this it must be over here only. I'm sorry. This is a different one, right? The first one is different. He ran to work yesterday is different, but over here, he was running is the first action or the second. Now is much better. I'm sorry, I got confused. Is this number one or this is number two? What's your? And now is more clear.
First
Which one is
action must be the bus drove by.
okay? And the first, this one, right? Why?
No, I think the first happened the bus drove by.
You said he was running must be the second action or the no. Okay, according to this context, this is okay. He was running. Él estaba corriendo, ¿no? Primera acción. Cuando el bus empieza a correr, ¿no? Empieza a partir, interrumpe la primera acción. So, in English, we usually use ing to the first action, a la primera acción, ¿no? And simple past, right? Past continues to the first action and simple past to the second action. Especially when two actions happen simultaneously. Siempre va a haber una acción que comienza, a no ser que comiencen al mismo tiempo, ¿no? Entonces sería ya ambos con ing. Exactamente al mismo tiempo sería, ¿no? Con ing. But in this case, one action started and the other action interrupted, right? Or one action started and always, it doesn't matter if and also we use when, right? I think you remember this connector. He was running when the bus drove by. Even if we start the bus drove by when he was running. Also, this is always the first action, right? Even if the order is, it doesn't matter if the order is by the end or at the beginning. So he was running, then the bus, right, drove by. So when we talk about simple past and past progressive, Edgar ran to work yesterday, right, is in the simple past. Pat drove to work this morning. So began and ended in the particular time in the past. That is simple past, right? Especially also I think you remember that if it's for a short time, we use simple past, right? If the action in the past was for a long time, I can say from here to here. Let's say from 10 to I don't know, 12, right? From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We can say, we can use with ing, right? Edgar was running, right? Edgar was running in this case. But if it's a short time and it was finished in the same short time, that means that we have to use simple past, right? Do you get it? You get it, right? Just for
Yep.
us, yeah. And if that action in the past was not for a short time, we use ing, right? Edgar was running when the bus drove by. In this case, he was running, and suddenly the bus started to run, and the bus drove by. They were eating when I got home. The same, right? Or when you can say, I was studying when the call rang. Estaba estudiando cuando el teléfono sonó. Something like that. And we have the past progressive over here. When the bus drove by, Edgar was running, right? In this case, we need to use a comma. Or Edgar was running when the bus drove by. In that case, if we add here this connector when, we don't need to use a comma, right? But one action interrupts the other action. Also, we can use while. Do you remember that? The bus drove by while Edgar was running. So this is also another connector. This is, but one connector at the beginning, it's quite similar. When at that time, while during that time. So mientras, ¿no? En aquí. How can you translate when and while, please? Any of you?
When is cuando and while is mientras.
Mientras, very good. Good translation. But in Spanish could be confusing, just similar, right? That's why in some of I think I showed you one presentation, they said you can use when or while, it doesn't matter, right? But if we want to be very specific, it can be like at that time and during that time, just. But of course, we can use in the same grammar structure, right? Okay, but the statement we're talking in this case, right, is just with negative and singular and plural. Over here is with verb be, right? Was he talking? Were you? Yes, he was. Okay. How about this one?
Yesterday, the camels walked in the desert.
Walked or were walking?
Uh,
We're walking, right? It's not very short, right? But also we can say yesterday the camels walked in the desert. Mm, but the camels are still in the desert, right? Probably. Mm, It depends on the context also. The camels were walking in the desert. It was not very short time, so it's were walking.
I think
Now,
short time is like an hour, 2 hours, maybe, no?
yeah, short time can be like 1 minute or I don't know, a couple of seconds.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And how about this one, Noelia? Noelia, are you there?
Yes, teacher, sorry, I couldn't.
Don't worry. How do you think is here? Or this one?
We finished work.
We finished to work, but we were working, right? This is, for example, at 8, we began to work, and 8:30 we were working, right? It's continuous form only. What about this one? What do you think? How do you think is this? Any of you?
Maria, we have to use in past.
Yeah,
Maria was waiting for the bus, and Maria
wasn't
wasn't.
waiting for the plane, right? But it depends, right? It says wait or was waiting and wasn't waiting. Yes, only that,
Okay.
right? Okay, so our song called While We Were Using the Computer. Also over here is simple past and uh, continuous form, right? Past continuous. Okay, after I exercised, I took a shower. We have a time close, right? Before, after, right? We are talking about, and the main clause. This is after I exercised, time close, and main clause, I took a shower. This is the topic or the main idea of this sentence, right? I took a shower. That's the one that we want to say. I took a shower after I exercised. So we can also use over here. We still identify the main clause, right? Because I want to talk about this one. And when I say after I exercise, that's about the past, and that's called time clause. Usually we can write the order can be like time clause, after that the main clause. But it doesn't matter if it's the opposite. Oh, over here I have some notes. After, ante, después, antes, mientras, cuando. So over here. For example, we have all of those things are time uh, sorry, time clauses, right? Time clauses like before, after, before, until, as soon as, while, when, right? Plus subject and verb equals a time clause. So there is, I took a shower is the main clause after I exercise. So it says we can write the opposite one, but or the from the other side, but it doesn't matter. We have before I took a shower, right? I can use uh, um, over here a time clause, and then before the subject and plus verb, right? A subject and verb. So before or until, I don't know, something we can use. I exercised. Before I took a shower, I exercised. In this case, it's a little bit different, but I took a shower after I exercised, right? In this case, equals mm, all of those time clauses plus subject and verb. In this case, right? Subject is I, and the verb is took, right? Equals is called. We can use time clause over here. The same, right? We have the time clause. The over here we have this one, the time maker, if I can say, plus subject and the verb equals. This is now the time clause. The same here. I have time maker, the subject and the verb, and of course this will become a time clause, and this is gonna be the main clause. Okay. So did you get it? This one, this part, or no?
Yes, so some I don't really understand it very well.
Yeah, but if you have the time maker, for example, after, before, until, right? Just before the subject, right, and the verb, all of this idea will be a time clause, right? Sorry. And if I have the same here, one of them after, before, whatever, a subject plus the verb, this will become the time clause. Okay, over here, for example, we have until, right? I exercised until I took a shower. This is a time clause. Or as soon as I exercised, I took a shower, right? So expressing past time, but in this case, the main clause is I took a shower. La idea principal de esta oración, ¿no? In this case, the main idea of this sentence is I exercised. To that time and no longer, right? Hasta ese momento. And immediately after, tan pronto como. Okay, so yeah, I didn't make to disappear. Mary came home while I was studying, but in this case, the same, right? But if we use the connector in the middle, in this case, of time maker, we don't have to use a comma, right? And if we start at the beginning, we need to use a comma to separate the ideas, right? Main clause plus comma, there's no, right? Main clause plus time clause directly. But if we have the opposite, time clause plus comma plus main. The idea is, in this case, maybe it's not easy, very easy to understand, but the idea is to write a sentence correctly, okay? When we will have one sentence with all of them, after, before, until, as soon as, while, and when, if we start from all of these words, I'm sorry, we will need to use a comma, right? But if you don't, if we use at the in the middle of the sentences, we won't need a comma. That's the meaning, right? Like this, Mary came home while I was studying, or Mary came home when I was studying. We don't need a comma. Or if I say, when I was studying, Mary came home, that means that I need to use a comma. Or when Mary came home, I was studying. Right over here, we need to use a comma. Okay, over here also I'm using the time maker. When I rang the doorbell, comma, I played, it played music. Okay, when that will allow rang and played are in past form, right? That will allow to both of them that it'll be used like that. Two ideas. Now, can you identify which one is the time clause and which one is the main clause? Any of you? For example, here is one idea, and over here is another idea. Which one is the main clause and time clause?
I think the main clause is when I rang the doorbell.
Yes, right. That's the time clause, and main clause is the other one, right?
Oh,
Time clause and the main clause. Two actions, but when allows to use simple past in both clauses. What about clauses? Clauses are like ideas, son como ideas. Okay, in one sentence we can have one clause or more than that. But if we want to write correctly, when we start with this time maker, when, after, before, we need to use a comma. If we don't use that, even if you take a test in a computer, that can, if you don't use the comma, it can be a mistake. And we say first, I rang the doorbell, right? Then it played music. Second, she was learning to ski while she was or he was playing golf. In this case, both actions are two actions at the same time, right? Specifically at the same time. In that case, we can use past progressive. It's okay if we have, but this is also the connector, right? While. But if I start from while, I will need a comma. If I say while he was playing golf, comma, she was learning to ski, right? But if the actions were in progress at the same time, we use the past progressive okay in both, right? And how about this one? How can you use these examples over here in this example, please?
While we attend, our children were working school. No, or will we
No.
work, our children were attend school.
Yes,
Why
while we
we
were work in the past, right? It must be in the past.
Yes,
we were working,
Okay.
our children
exactly that.
Our children were
were at
attending.
school.
Yes, right? Because both two actions at the same time, but we have this time maker, and that's why we need to use, in that case, we need to use a comma, right? But it's okay. So easy, right? Both two actions. But how about this one? Any of you? Fall asleep and read.
Mm,
Lynn felt asleep while she was reading a book.
Yes. Lynn fell asleep while she was reading a book. Okay. Over there. First, I went shopping. Then
After I
I,
went shopping,
okay.
I put away.
Yes, I put the food away. What is the meaning of, do you remember this phrasal verb, put away, in Spanish?
Ordenar.
No. Guardar, right? Separable phrasal verb. You can also say I put away the food. No, in this case, if I use as a command, I don't need to separate, right? Put away the food. Guarda la comida, right? Put away the food. But if I'm using with this subject, in this case, I will need to separate. I put the food away, right? But if there's a command, you can say, "Come on, guys, put away your cell phones, guarden sus teléfonos," right? In the class, something like that. But if the cell phone is through the online and you have to attend from your cell phone, I can't say that, right? Okay. What about this? The second one, how can I use this example?
I put away the I put the food away after I went shopping.
Yes, because the first action is when shopping, and after that, put the food away. Okay, well, it's not very short, but I think it's important to remember this, uh, to have this kind of review. He used to be a baby, but now he's a man, right? I'm sorry. Oh, there is a mistake. Okay. He used to be a baby, but used to, right? This is a little bit different. He used to be a baby, but he's a man with a baby and with a family. Sorry. Um, Over here, we are using used to, right? And also we will use a comma here. I used to swim every afternoon. Now I work in the afternoon. So, can you read letter B, please, Noelia?
Fatima used to play piano. Now she plays the
Violin, right?
violin. Okay.
The next one, please.
Jasmine used to laugh, but she doesn't anymore.
Laugh, right?
Laugh.
Like letter F, laugh. Yes, very good. And used to, uh, past situations no longer exist. Okay, just in the past. Used to plus simple form of a verb. You can say I used to go to a small kindergarten school, something like that, right? But because I don't do it anymore, past situation and no longer exist. Can you give me one example, guys, using used to with a past situation that no longer exists?
I used to jog every weekend. Now I study every day. I think.
Okay, yeah, good. And how about you, Noelia?
And I used to play volleyball, but now I just read books.
Okay, good. Used to, right? That actions that no longer exist. But maybe you can play volleyball. Who knows, right? Yeah, but it
Maybe
depends.
later.
Yeah, maybe, right? But actions that no longer exist or no longer will exist, like when you were a kid, right? Something like that. Okay. And in questions, sometimes it's confusing to use. Did you use also? Is correct. And but if I say did you use only is also correct. I can use without did you used to swim every afternoon is okay. For example, did you used to swim every afternoon or did you used to swim every afternoon? In that case, both of them are okay. This is a special case because you know when you in English when we ask like uh, did let me see this with a regular verb, any regular verb, guys.
Learn.
Okay, did you learn, for example, right? If you say, did you learn, is that correct? Which one is correct?
The second one. Did you learn?
Yes, did you learn, right?
You don't have to use.
Always. Yeah, always. With all of the other verbs, we are going to use like that. We have to, we cannot use the D, right, in other verbs. But in this case, it's different. With used to, we can do it. Just this is the exception, using only used to. Any of them are fine, are good. Even of even this one. Read, please, Noelia.
I didn't used to swim every day, but now I swim every afternoon.
Yes, even of that we used. The next one, please.
Fatima never used to love school, but now she loves it.
Okay, maybe because she is a teacher, right? The next one. For negative ideas. Never is more common, right? Fatima never. Never used to love school, but for negative ones. Because if we use only didn't, used to, didn't, it's not very common. But especially when we talk about used to. What do you say? Read and tell me if that is correct.
I think it's wrong because
What?
the children used to swim in the ocean.
Okay. Yes, right. The children used to swim in the ocean. After used to, simple base form of the verb. What about this, Noelia?
Or I used to ask questions at school, and I think it's correct.
Mm-mm. In this case, did you use, right? Did you use to ask?
So we can't use word, right? Only
Yes.
did.
With
Oh,
used to, we cannot use with was and where, right?
okay.
Okay, and we already finished. And there are some links in order to practice. We're gonna do in the next class. But now, guys, help me please with two polls. The last week I was not able to do it, but this one, I don't know if you have some questions.
Teacher, can you send this please to the chat?
Yeah, this presentation.
Yes, the slides.
Yeah, of course. As usual, I will send. But please don't go away. I need one. I have one more poll. Did you finish the poll, the first one?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And the other one, please. Okay, guys. Of course, I will send you the. Did you finish the poll?
Yes, yes, I finished.
Okay, thanks for being in the class. Of course, I will send you the presentation. Anything, whatever you can ask me, but I think please don't forget to work with your activities until you have to complete the quiz of B2 until tomorrow. and this week we're gonna work with B3, and the next week with B4, sorry, and I think we have 2 more weeks to complete this level.
Yes, teacher, and try to find the verbs, please.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I will send you right away,
Yes,
and
please.
also including this presentation. Okay,
Okay,
guys.
thank you very
Thanks for
much.
being in class. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sure,
See you,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.